Yeah.
But it was only game number 1 as we're hopping to game number 2. I do want to point this out, guys. MaNa is streaming his matches, and I would love for you guys to check out MaNa's stream. However, we already have some people being real twerps in chat trying to bring spoilers back, and MaNa's not streaming with a delay. So you're welcome to watch this stream. You're welcome to watch his stream. What you're not welcome to do is bring spoilers back to this stream. This isn't WCS chat. You don't get to run rampant here, guys. We have a nice, civil, awesome chat here on Beastyqt TV. And if you are going to be a spoiler type of guy, you are not welcome here and will be banned ruthlessly.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, map number 2. I guess they didn't know what their full vetoes were. That's a little bit awkward. The bottom right, he is on his last life. It's going to be Team Liquid's MaNa.
In the bottom left, as the Orange Terran, he's Beastyqt.
So if MaNa can actually push through to go to Dusk Towers, we have like definitive proof from yesterday's cast. MaNa can kick ass on Dusk Towers.
Mm-hmm. We've been casting a lot of Beastyqt, and we've seen his very different styles of play. Last week, it looked like he was doing nothing but going into long games. So I thought maybe that's what his style was. This week, again, we see him going back to what is actually kind of a normal TVP. We've seen him do one base drops for a while as well. This guy has been a bit everywhere, and while he's still not winning the qualifiers, and that's just too bad because he's always the guy that we're catching, right? Maybe we're bad luck.
Always a bridesmaid.
Yeah, right. It is just like I wonder if we can really look at Sunday's games, yesterday's games, and it just sounds so silly. It's 24 hours ago. Or wait, was it Sunday's games?
Yes.
God. Okay, yeah. But Beastyqt has really like varied his play and looks even stronger than he did last week. So I don't know. I don't know if it's going to Dust Towers, and I don't know if Dust Towers will look as good for it as usual for MaNa.
I really hope you can start getting some better sleep, Zombie Grub, because I'm the one who's supposed to not remember things. If we're both not remembering things, then it's just like me and Ole Moly with a schedule. Nothing's gonna get done.
That's not fair. Okay, that was less about the games and more about the trolley donations.
Fair enough. That's actually fair enough. So this time around on Ruins, another really big map, but unfortunately, there's 2 problems for both sides on this one, and that comes down to the third base. We've been seeing Blink come back into fashion versus Zerg, and even a little bit versus Terran when it comes to trying to abuse this base, high ground, low ground, high ground, low ground. But the other kind of goes for Terran, too. The drops have been really ridiculous and out of control, too, in those same situations. We're seeing neither be super popular, but what I like out of MaNa with his Stargate opening is he pretty much guarantees drops are not going to be the issue this game. If he's got like 1, 2, 5 Phoenix in play, he should be good to go.
Yeah. And you can hold off on the Blink Stalkers a little bit farther too, so might have a more aggressive force later on. Because you now have that anti-air, if he actually goes into Phoenixes, that is. See if he actually makes a couple.
Even then, it's just the opportunity to. Like, the second you see a Liberator, you don't have to start freaking out about your Stalkers, you just build a Phoenix.
Yeah.
The Oracle being the opener, that's a pretty good choice. Always a chance for damage, and always a chance to maybe hurt, but BC's actually hitting with an attack that MaNa will be really happy he has this Oracle for sure, but it can't fight alone. It will need the assistance of something on the ground.
So this one base push, now with the command center going on the low ground, even against the Stargate opener, can do a lot of damage. The Phoenix, takes some time to kill things, might be out of position first. The Oracle's not even going to be here to help out. I don't know if Beastyqt has a response to it, though, himself. There's a Widowmine in the main, so that's actually going to die. The drop commences in the middle of the 2 bases, and just gets to try and catch the Phoenix.
The Adepts are going to be pretty good. 3 of them is what you need. 2's not going to cut it, of course. He does run in blindly, and that's going to go. That's going to hurt. Kills the mule, though, funny enough.
Very nice.
Here comes the Hellions, though. This is where Protoss are like, what is this? I don't know how to deal. He gets a surround on them, actually. Oh, MaNa Graviton beams up the other one. This was actually really well handled. Ooh.
That went a lot better than it could have.
Hang on. We need to talk about this, because that probably looked like nothing to a lot of you. The problem is with the Adepts being distracted by the drop, the Photon Overcharge not available and ready to go, there's almost nobody who's been dealing with this well. MaNa just made that look so easy, and he lost, what was the worker kill count? He lost like 10 workers to an attack that should have killed, almost won the game, frankly.
Yeah.
Especially considering the Oracle was so garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a really nice response. It was pretty calm, but it was also a tiny bit of luck. Actually getting this around in the Hellions is also, up to BC, not letting that happen. But he knew where the Adepts were, so that's why he was so eager to rush in like he did, as opposed to taking it slow. Take
Yeah,
it slow.
make it happen.
Uh, the Liberator got cleaned up. He just sieged it up because it was going to die anyways, so why not try and get a couple of probes. This one can be used to help out against the Phoenixes, because he still doesn't have the best setup for them yet. MaNa already lost an Oracle to a Widow Mine, so he has to be careful about diving on top of those SCVs. And he is going for the Resonating Glaives first.
Yeah. One last point to make about those Hellions too, by the way, coming in. Regardless of how they were cleaned up, we've talked about this before. The Adept nerf, that was another incident or an incidental thing that got affected by it. The Hellions actually take that one extra shot from the Adepts to die now. So again, if it was just Adepts and not even Phoenix, that could have been a very different looking engagement. But with lots of Phoenix roaming the map, I do get worried. If it's going to be Phoenix Colossus especially, that's really, really worrisome. It's a dangerous composition that it does so well if you get it up and running, but has a lot of weaknesses early on when you're building it up, and you just don't have a lot of units to fight with. So these Phoenix right now, I'm really glad he's not diving to the mineral lines. I like that he's not going for SCV kills. He kind of just needs to use them to catch medevacs almost strictly and exclusively, and oh, there's no way. Did he not see that? Okay, this Widow Mine's here. This will keep the medevac alive.
Oh my god.
MaNa wants to dive in there so badly, but stopping the drop from happening was very good.
Yeah, I love that that's how he saved the medevac too. Ah, still save it. Okay, that's good. I don't know if this actually meant to be pushed. Yeah, he just meant to save the Widow Mines. But the Resonating Glaive's finished. +1 is on the way. He's getting more cannons to help out with defense, and the Phoenix is still going to do a great job picking off those medevacs, and everything's kind of stabilized. The next question is, what does MaNa go into after this? Like I said, you can push off Blink almost indefinitely, I suppose, if that's how you wanted to play. With Phoenixes roaming around, but eventually you do want a nice gateway army that consists of Adepts with Resonating Glaives, Blink Stalkers, Immortals, nice kind of Immortals, maybe Colossus if it goes that far. We'll see if MaNa's going to bring those back out, but certainly a third base. I feel like that should be next on the list.
Yeah.
Things to do.
I'm actually curious if it's going to go to Colossus. We saw the Robo come down so quickly, and I just naturally assumed. But with the Adept-heavy count that he has, I mean, you don't really pair up Adepts with Colossus too often, so I'm really, really curious what direction he's heading with this. Now, the Liberator count's not really crazy yet. This Marine is bait 100%, so thank God for the Observer to notice that. Like, he really wanted MaNa to dive in and pick it up.
Bait. It's like...
I do that with siege tanks versus mutas all the time. You put like the four Widow Mines in the siege tank. You're like, oh, I'm out of position. Don't hit me.
that is the best thing you can do, because a tank would be awesome to kill. One Marine though, but Phoenixes would definitely go for that. They like anything is a good pick off for them.
Yep. This fight in the middle of the map though, as long as there's no Widow Mine hits, these Adepts will do pretty well. He does back away, so the Liberator not going to be involved with the fight. Phoenix is really tempted to get in there, but he doesn't know if there's more Widow Mines. I don't think he realizes there was only one left.
I gotta be very careful there. The Adepts are doing such a bad job against what is relatively a small army, especially with their upgrades being done, +1 Resonating Glaives. This Liberator is going to die, but oh my god, so do all the Phoenixes.
That actually is so damn costly. That's what keeps the Adepts now from being able to fight. They can't fight within anything here that's in that circle. Now he's going to transfer these through, and let's not forget, last game MaNa was able to go ham when it came to worker kills. That wall is actually not up. I'm not sure why the AI bugged like that, but he's not going to be able to get too much more done, sadly. So these Adepts are going to be sacrificed. The Phoenix are somewhat sacrificed. Trading out army for army in this situation is not worth it, because MaNa lost gas through this engagement, and Beastyqt did not. Well, I lost some, but not nearly as much.
Seeing the third base not done must be a bit of a relief for MaNa, as his own is just finishing up here, but I don't know, it's like it's gone to a place, I guess, in the Void where usually the Protoss has a faster third base now, as silly as that sounds to everyone who's watched Heart of the Swarm. With, the Terran usually being a lot more cautious about taking their third, so I wonder how that's going to affect MaNa's, basically his gateway warp-ins, as Protoss has gone more and more into gateways. We have a Void Ray on the way. That's interesting.
So
the Immortals make sense. Yeah, I don't if he had a third base for 5 minutes, I would just be like, Adepts, throw him away. But he's actually he's not that big of an army.
I mean, Guardian Shield's certainly going to help out a bunch. That's why he backs the Sentry away and micros it because he doesn't want it getting focused. Reduces a lot of Marine damage here, but yeah, the Liberators can just fly forward and get on top of this. There's no anti-air. Oh, got a donation coming in. Oh, Wired One. Before I even read this, I hope you did well with your Super Bowl bets and were able to recover some of that money from yesterday, my friend. He donates $25 and he says that Nerf bucket thing is a thing of beauty. Broncos paid off really well. Oh, hey. So Nerf toss. Oh, and thanks Ting for the support. But I use 80 gigabytes a month watching Beastyqt TV, so it doesn't work for me. Whoa, what?
Happen.
I hope that's through. Like, I hope this is phone, not internet. I hope you know that, right? Like, it does not do internet; they do phone. And if you're using 80 gigabytes a month on phone data to watch Beastyqt TV, that's some fucking dedication.
If he's at work, you know, like sometimes they're watching what you watch, so you gotta have it on your phone.
Yeah, I guess. Either way, thank you, $25. We'll make sure to throw that towards Nerf Protoss later. But MaNa probably wouldn't appreciate that too much right now. Is he certainly feeling the back burner on the whole Protoss swing?
Yeah, I just MaNa's not doing such a bad job. Like his army supply is back up to decent, but those Archons are a big part of that. The Liberator is just shrekking whatever goes under them, though.
I am a little bit surprised that Void Ray didn't kill the Liberator faster while prismatically aligned.
I guess, like, I was wondering about the Void Rays, and I guess that is purely why he's gotten them, trying to experiment with different ways to deal with the Liberator. But he just lost this one. He lost another one just with a rally. It really was quite bad, and he has not much to respond to Liberators because he never bothered getting Blink.
That's really unfortunate because I thought the Stargate control would give him, I guess, free reign over this. But trying to come in from the backside, Liberators are sieged up in this nice sort of front to back position, so there's nowhere MaNa can really flank from here. And again, especially now without Blink.
Now I just gotta go for the base trade. Beastyqt is gonna take it. He's gonna kill this base, and he might even be able to go home before he loses too much at his own. Like lift the third, take your SCVs back. Might be okay.
Now the Void Ray comes out and could have killed that Liberator. I think you misjudged how many Widow Mines were there. There's a couple at home that, oh, these are going to hit some very important units, unfortunately. Joe, I wonder what happens if the transfer on the Adept ends just as the Widow Mine shot's going off.
I don't think it would hit. That is something to experiment.
I imagine it's got to be like a blink juke. But a lot of SCVs escape. Command center's floating. BC is prepared to do a full-on base trade, but that's not going to be what happens here. Yeah, he comes home to defend.
Just get home. He's going to have 2-2 as well. That pairs up really nicely with this attack. Now, the Liberators, they're an important part of the army, and they can just be dodged. But his ground army isn't bad either. He is 30 supply up with upgrades now.
Yeah. Getting caught in a terrible spot. MaNa in a lot of trouble. Beastie with that surround. Cleans up the last of the army.
Wow. Beastyqt looking pretty good in this qualifier. That's it for the army of MaNa. Like, he actually can't win this game anymore. I don't think he even has Storm. Like, they're stringing Archons.
Right, and if there was Storm, if there were Disruptors, that's where you start talking about the potential comeback. But despite saving all those probes, losing that third base was still very costly to MaNa. And that army supply just cannot be managed. Excuse me. I don't even know if the Liberators are super necessary in this position, but the Void Rays are kind of cool. Maybe they take them out. It's going to be so difficult to say. As the Widow Mines just plant down right on top of the army, MaNa's about to bam, bam, boom. GG.
GG.
Liquid MaNa will sadly fall to the loser's bracket, but Beastyqt will advance on forward. Well, he will fight against Nerchio.
Yeah, maybe it's the day of Terrans. Euthermal and Marine Lord.